Hey, boys and girls, are you ready for a story? My pillow has a voice inside of it. November 14th, 2021. Artifacts and objects, dreams and nightmares, madness, paranoia, and mental illness. Paranormal, strange and unexplained, Brian and young entity, fate, future pillow, predictions. The rate 9.14 out of 10. My pillow has a voice inside of it. I know this is going to sound crazy as hell, but I think my pillow has something living inside of it. I'm aware that the strangest thing to say, but I don't really have any other way of explaining it. What I've experienced to this point. This has all started a while ago, on a typical school night. Nothing was really out of the ordinary, save for some extra difficult homework. Relatable, am I right? I had prepared for bed, and as I laid down to sleep, I saw I could hear something whispering to my immediate left. I left.
It's just there's something whispering to him. What? I'm confused.
In response, I jumped out of my bed, trying to determine who was in my room. But
Maybe it
almost
was
as
his
soon as I
mum or
sat
dad or
up,
something.
yeah, turn his mom and dad. The whispering stopped. I turned on my light to search for my room. For what woke up. What the fuck? But it turned out nothing. Even my neighbor, who usually obnoxious late in the night, for his drinking problem, got too obsessive. I shrugged it off as a drowsy audio hallucination and tried to sleep. But as soon as my head hit the pillow, I heard the voice again. These nuts. Prompting a slow search of the entire apartment. But again, my efforts turned to nothing. For the third time, I tried to sleep, and for the third time, I could clearly hear the whispering. But this time, I noticed something different. As I got my head back down on the pillow, the voice grew louder. At all the point I realized that voice wasn't just coming from the house. It was my pillow. Looking down at it, I absolutely should have put that pillow in a dumpster as soon as I heard the damn voice coming from it. But I was curious. Some part of me wanted to know what it had to say. I've always been interested in the macabre. Sounds like a cheese, and it seems too interesting to give up on. But the voice told me such awful things. It told me about tub girl and shit. Disgusting. It detailed series of murders and violences beyond anything. This pillow might be a redditor. Anything I could have imagined was sickening, but I just couldn't seem to break away from it. It grabbed onto me, penetrated me. I feel ashamed to admit it, but I was enthralled by the stories. I must have spent hours listening to it. I think it was around 3 a.m. that I was ready to throw my pillow in the closet and call it a night. Before I lifted my
Throw
head
his
up,
pillow in the
I
closet.
pulled,
What's that going?
pulled
Is
me.
is that going to sleep? So like, why is he gonna throw his? Why is he gonna throw his pillow in the closet, even though he's meant to be going to sleep? So like, wouldn't that make it really awkward for him?
Yeah, but quite frankly, this pillow is telling suicidal stories.
Oh yeah, I forgot, my bad.
Yeah. And he's not a redditor, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had one more secret for the night. It said to me that day at school, I would see something truly horrible. Something that would burn an image in my mind that would never be able to erase.
He had no
And
money.
then,
He had no money for lunch.
oh no, oh no! I didn't get much sleep for the rest of the night. Luckily, I had a class at 10 a.m., and with a mixture of coffee and an Adderall, I was able to drag myself out of bed and make my way to lecture. What the fuck's a lecture?
I
The
think it's
day
an
started
American
off
thing.
normal. I only had two classes as I made my way out of my second class to go home. I had all but forgotten. A voice said to me, honestly, I was concerned with sleep more than anything. But as I walked towards my car, oh wait, I feel like a child. I heard a screaming, piercing
Wait, so wait,
serenity.
you thought he was like a 3-year-old?
Yeah, I generally thought it was a 3-year-old,
So the
but I
3-year-old's having his
heard,
pillow talk to him. That's a bit worrying. I think we might need to get that
oh your
pillow reported to
parents.
the FBI.
I heard a screaming, piercing serenity of all my college students. Two people were fighting viciously at the parking lot. Petty boy, no taller than 5'6", was fighting his life against a man who appeared to be closer to 6'4". I'm calling corporate. 230, the bigger man, fought with rage and desperation of someone truly determined to kill his opponent. Dun, 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 dun. Two other students raced towards them, trying to subdue the large man. Had a bit of a cough. Still, he shook them off, ease, and began bashing the smaller boy into the concrete, pulling his neck as if he was trying to tear him to show his fucking shoulders off. I forced myself out of the shock. For a moment, I jumped in to help the two others. Together, we managed to hold the large man off, just enough for the group of people to subdue him and completely call 999. That's UK police. Only after the ambulance arrived, did I get a look at the boy's unmoving body. His skull had punctured through the skin, and it appeared that brain matter was among the large pool of blood collecting in the concrete. Teeth are literally on the fucking ground, and his neck looked twisted to a disgusting degree. The voice was right in this image, that I would never forget the boy. I rushed to the hospital and from rumors around the school, he somehow survived. Whatever it was worth, I mean, what kind of life does he lead now? What he lives in, vegetative state. He's a cauliflower. As for the attacker, he apparently never even knew the boy. I'm not even sure he was a student.
Wait,
Rumors
so
pegged him to
wait, wait,
2
wait,
miles.
wait.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
happened
yeah.
to this whole thing with the pillow? Like, where's the pillow gone?
I think in his closet.
So, like, he's just keeping a talking pillow in his closet and he hasn't even told anybody.
Or frankly, you'd burn that. I fucking burn that thing. I get a fucking Bunsen burn from
No,
school. I
no,
just
'cause you
fucking
could just
burn
like, you could just like say, "Hey, dude, you wanna come out to school and see my talking pillow? It's pretty sick, bro."
it. They just tell some gross fucking stories. Acquaintance at best. But I'm not sure I believe that. How could someone like that kind of hate towards someone they barely know? This just doesn't make any sense in my mind. Because I have a small doggy penis. Honestly, the whole thing messed me up a few days. I wanted to answer so badly. Did the voice living in my pillow actually know the future? Or was it just a strange coincidence? As much as I wanted to believe it, I was lucky guesses. My gut told me the sleep period wasn't true. When I got home, I went to the pillow in my closet and I tried to listen to the voice, but I remained silent, thinking that maybe the voice only spoke at night. I waited until ready for bed, but still, I heard nothing. Over the next few days, I tried to listen to it, but didn't say a word during this time. I was skipping class, particularly on my own mental health, and practically in hopes that I'd catch the voice at some point. However, it wasn't until Sunday of the following week that things picked up again. Before returning to class, I opted to head bed early and I finally heard it. A little caught guard. I popped up and examined my pillow. The voice greeted me, but it seemed to return. It
Oh,
seemed
wait, is
louder.
it the pillow? Is it the pillow that's talking to him?
Yes, Callum.
Ah, I didn't know.
Alright then. But in its return, it seemed louder. I no longer need to be lying directly on top of it to hear it. I retaliated the horrors of what I saw. Excruciating detail. I lived every moment again in my head, and somehow the voice seemed to tell a story vividly, and every moment in my mind could replay. I paused for a moment, another fissure, the gruesome tale before I asked if I wanted to know more. In hindsight, right at the moment, I should have taken it. I tried the obvious thing I could find, and then throw it out of the ocean, but I didn't. No, I couldn't again. The intense feeling of morbid curiosity hit him like a wave. Fucked up as it is, I need to know more. Yes, no hesitation. I simply told it. Once you get into Redditor mode, you can't back out. He's a Redditor now.
Oh, that sucks.
I simply told it. Yeah.
Excuse me.
That night, I told me the story about how
You
that
told
would
it
be
what?
something incredible I found in my next door neighbor's apartment. Till the last time, it spent hours telling me about the history behind this tragedy. There would be often be nights of loud noises, weird smells coming from their home. Over the years, they've gotten more than a few angry knocks at the door and a phone call. But Jesus, I would have called the fucking police if I knew what was really happening. Mere minutes after I was told that what's going down, I booked a motel room. There was no way in hell I wanted to be around for that chaos. That was told. Lo and behold, the following day, I got about 15 text messages from friends, family, my landlord, asking about what happened and occurred. When I went to the local news, I met with the footage frozen, decomposing bodies being taken out of his apartment, accompanied by my own neighbor in handcuffs. The old man had dead looks in his face, tired, soulless eyes staring through the crowd, people surrounding him. Though all the details would have been made for public, for a while I did enough. At least 5 dead bodies, DNA matched from the same kids, as had gone missing throughout the area. Morbidly enough, I remember him being a part of a couple of search parties. When they had entirely gone missing, he made some social media posts about bringing them home, and yet whole fucking time, they were right there. The voice was right again. Scariest part wasn't that I couldn't tell or revealing truth about these events or influencing them. Either way, I spent the next hour or so in the Malaise. I emailed my professor about it the day event. Luckily, they understood why I needed to take more time away from class. Enough for dealing with questions from the police. The trauma of knowing what went down. School just couldn't be at the forefront of my mind. To this day, it bothered me. I just, I knew he was strange. I knew he was obnoxious. I had a bit of a creepy vibe, but consuming children? Jeffrey! In apartments right next to him? No less. How does process that? There were other parts of the story, but I don't entirely feel comfortable sharing it. But trust me, it was beyond evil what he did. I'm glad he got a death penalty for his crimes, but it doesn't erase that what happened. It doesn't erase the fact that I slept peacefully while those tragedies took place. It doesn't ease, but it doesn't erase at all the fact that I knew maybe I could have done something to save someone. Perhaps I could have prevented it from happening to the first kid. Maybe I don't know. The most life-changing revelation came from a month later. The voice had grown silent once more. Though frankly, I don't want to even speak again. The only reason I didn't get rid of the damn thing, that I was scared. I feared that someone else found it. My precious! They would be drawn to it in the same way I would. Maybe just another. But it started to whisper terrible things about me. You're a bitch. Oddly enough, during the time, I used a damn thing every night. Made a point sleep pillow. Whenever I slept on the couch, I had my girlfriend over me with me. Priority was to make sure I could always hear the voice. I felt that something else was going to happen. I needed to be the first to know. Unfortunately, as I anticipated, that day came. Day's voice spoke to me again. I got the worst news of all. The interesting you always assumed had things from your life that would elect the deepest, darkest reactions of the things of nightmares. A hungry bear catches you in sight. It marks a masked man with a chainsaw breaking into your log cabin, clone with a knife, scratching your front door. Maybe a demonic entity shocks you while you're alone. But those thoughts aren't based on reality. They're based on stories you hear or see on TV. And there's all likelihood that an average person wouldn't have to deal with an angry grizzly or a killer clown. No, the odds of those fantasies and events happening to any of us are slim to none. At the same time, things should truly feel as much as more likely. Oh my fucking voice! My dad called me to tell me he had cancer.
Maybe just do it. Maybe if your voice is hurting a lot, maybe just like do it in a I don't know, just maybe a more dark
Dad
voice.
called me that he had cancer. That's gonna be a thunder.
It's not funny.
Alright. Should I just do it in like a weird voice now?
You just laughed and said his dad got cancer.
My dad had cancer. Jesse, we need to make meth.
Oh
He had
yeah,
been a long
hilarious.
time
Oh
smoking.
guys,
I
he
didn't
got
want
he
to
got
really
cancer.
fuck up on his
Hilarious.
health.
Am I right? What a loser
Too late, but
impression.
he not these nuts. My dad called to tell. Hold on. My dad called to tell me that he had cancer. It's been a long time smoking. Never wanted to really check up on his health. It was too late when he noticed real problems. He went to the doctor for a checkup. It broke me. It broke me. Not just because of the shock of the moment. It's not because I didn't think someone like him could run into a problem at some point.
Wait. So
I
he
broke
just
down
rolled up to
because
the
I needed
hospital and he
to
went.
before.
So he
I
just rolled
prayed
up to the
for
hospital and then
abortion.
went.
I pray whatever bullshit God there is there, and that voice lying. I pray that it was just an attempt to scare me, or that I had the wrong person, but deep down, I fucking knew it! Just as prevention's 2 times. Part of me wishes that new came out as a surprise. I'd still be devastating, but I have a thing to tell me. It makes it much more worse. I was always close with my daddy. Ever since my mommy died, when I was a little baby bitch, he held a special bond being his little only boy, Sussy Baka. He gave me every ounce of love, baby that he had offered, then some. We spent so much
Let me
time
just get a
together.
disclaimer real quick. Because I don't want people going and be mad. It's not funny to have cancer. I was just like mimicking. I was just mimicking Kieran over here. Okay, we weren't making fun of cancer. I'm so sorry if
Yeah,
anybody has cancer. I'm so sorry.
I am sorry as well, but it was so sudden. It was very sudden.
Hmm.
It's very sudden. I am sorry. Um,
And he was laughing about something
uh,
else when he said that the cancer part.
yeah.
All right, proceed.
And I'm sorry about my terrible Breaking Bad impression. Jesse. Then some. They spent so much time together. Ooh, coming me my ballsy wallsy. Even after I left college, I still talked to him all the time, and still after just a short month, he was gone. I'm not gonna lie, I was suicidal. I don't wanna be alive. I drank a lot. I was meaningless sex. I had meaningless sex. Bro, you getting sex? I want sex.
Excuse me.
With God knows who
The
and
character of
did
the story
everything
is
else
getting
under the
what?
sun. Yeah. He's getting meaningless sex.
Oh, I guess that pillow
With
really
God
blessed
knows
him
who
then.
and did everything else under the sun.
I
It's
guess that
forget
pillow
off.
really gave him some luck then. He's like, hey, I know you've been through a lot, so let me
Hey,
just offer you this one.
I know I've been telling you suicidal things, but you're gonna have meaningless sex. Thank you. After what I had to deal with, I dropped out of school. I just couldn't function. My dad was my rock, the man I could talk to, laugh with, and rely on for support in any kind of way. It's just like that. He was gone. Yeah, can we just fucking bust a nut real quick?
The hell?
Part of me questioned if it was my fault that I caused it to keep the voice around. Why didn't I just have to get rid of it? Like an normal fucking person. To this day, I still don't know the answer. But I think I do know. I mean, even that point, I still couldn't get rid of it. It was my precious daddy. If before I was only slightly concerned about my voice would be a while under my possession, then I know I was terrified. Following the death of my own father, a voice grew bold. It spoke to me every night and whispered terrible things to my dad about my dad even. Oh, come here, my bummy. And others people knew have been complete strangers instructing me how to look into awful things about my so many people, and it turned out to be true. It consumed my life. It will.
While being honest,
How long
the
has
only
this story
reason
been
I
still
can
going
end
on
it
for us, to be
all,
honest? Alright,
there's actually quite, there's like a bit left.
alright,
Because
go
a
on.
small part of me hoped to be free from all one day. That couldn't be past the
I'm just gonna
voice
take
and
my
finally left.
antibiotics real quick, just keep carrying on with the story.
At least until it started to talk to me. At first, it told me things that small. When I was get bruises from stubbing my toe, cut myself an open nail, I got stick. Oh no, I'm just gonna put these into the end. I can't fucking do this anymore. After everything went down, I had almost moved to my apartment. I felt like it would be best to get away from the area. I was going to heal. I must have spiritual cleansing done after 10 different types of religious and along my many other minor spiritual rituals. I found online for a while. Things are working out great. Life returning to the best approximates for normal, but at least tonight I think I heard the voice coming from the walls. It spoke of such awful things. Wow, what a fucking loser. Well, basically, I think he tried to get help and just failed. So, guys, how do you like it? Hello, you there? How did you like the story?
Alright, so, alright, has it ended?
Did you like the story?
Yeah, I liked it, so I missed the last part, but I had to re-go. Alright, before we go, can you disclose some questions, please, about Kieran's Epic Adventures lore?
Sure.
Alright, so,
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
or the fans just really want to know, you know.
All right.
Is Mr.
Ask away.
Xbox
Ask
Maker
away.
Maker still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive. He made a promise, didn't
Yeah, but in one of that videos you killed him and his Xbox.
he? Yeah, but like, we're obviously wreck on him.
Alright, well, at least confirm, was that story you just read out real or fake?
Well, obviously, it's fake.
Well, it's fake.
This is the creepy bastard website, mate.
I know, Kieran, but yeah, the people of the video need to know.
Indeed not.
Alright, well, thank you all for watching. Kieran wishes you a big thank you.
Oh, no, I don't.
Oh, well, I do. Alright, have a good night, people.
Thank you, baby.